Hi everyone, I'm Emma, and before I continue my story, please like and subscribe to support the channel. I'm a physical therapist in Boston, and I need to share what happened with my controlling mother-in-law that changed my life forever. 2 years ago, I married James Miller, thinking I'd found my soulmate. Everything was perfect, until our baby Lucy came along 6 months ago. Don't get me wrong. Lucy is the light of my life, but her arrival seemed to unleash a monster in my mother-in-law, Martha. You're holding her wrong. She'll develop bad posture. Here, let me show you. That's how it started. Martha barging into our house unannounced, criticizing everything I did. At first, I tried to be understanding. After all, she was James's mom. "Honey, your mom changed Lucy's entire feeding schedule again," I told James one evening. "Babe, that's just how she is. She raised 2 kids successfully. Maybe we should listen to her experience," he replied. I called my best friend Sarah after that conversation. "Sarah, am I being too sensitive?" "Girl, no way. She rearranged your entire kitchen yesterday because she didn't like your inefficient setup. That's not normal." Things got worse when Tom, James's younger brother, visited us. "Emma, I've got to tell you something. Mom's always been like this." She drove away James's college girlfriend, Katie, the same way. "What do you mean?" I asked. She would show up unannounced, criticize everything, then cry to James about how Katie was pushing her away from her son. Katie eventually couldn't take it anymore. One afternoon, while putting away groceries, I met Diana, Martha's neighbor, who was dropping off mail that got mixed up. "Oh, you're James's wife. How are you holding up?" "What do you mean?" "Martha. She's quite a piece of work. I've watched her do this before. She did the same thing to her daughter-in-law next door. They moved across the country to get away from her." Later that night, I found all my carefully organized baby clothes completely rearranged. "I did you a favor," Martha announced proudly. "Your organization system made no sense. Plus, I threw away those awful unzies your mother bought. They weren't good enough for my granddaughter. Those were special to me. You had no right." "James, sweetie, Emma's yelling at me again." "I'm only trying to help," Martha whined. And right on cue, James appeared. "Emma, please. Mom's been raising kids longer than us. Maybe we should appreciate her help." I stood there, watching him comfort his mother while she fake sobbed into his shoulder, realizing this was just the beginning of my nightmare. Sarah was right. This wasn't normal, and something had to give. I just didn't know then how bad things would get, or that Martha's help would soon turn dangerous. Things went from bad to worse after Lucy's first birthday. During the family gathering, I overheard Martha in the kitchen talking to James's Aunt Karen. "I'm just worried about the baby. Emma's so careless with her. Yesterday, I caught her texting while feeding Lucy. And, have you noticed how Lucy doesn't look anything like James?" I froze in the doorway, my heart pounding. "What are you implying, Martha?" "Well, Emma works such long hours at that physical therapy clinic. Lots of male patients. I'm just saying, we should maybe get a DNA test." The rumors spread like wildfire through the family. At every gathering, I could feel the suspicious looks and the whispered conversations that stopped when I entered the room. One morning, while making Lucy's bottle, Martha showed up unannounced, as usual. I was holding Lucy in one arm, testing the formula temperature. "You're doing it wrong again." "Let me help," she said. Before I could react, she accidentally bumped into me, sending a pot of boiling water flying. The scalding liquid hit my arm and splashed onto Lucy's leg. My baby's screams filled the kitchen. "Oh my, how clumsy of you, Emma. See what happens when you don't let me help." Sarah met us at the ER. Lucy had minor burns, but my arm was severely scalded, requiring skin grafts. "James, your mother deliberately." "Emma, stop. Mom would never hurt Lucy. You probably shouldn't have been holding her while making bottles anyway." That night, while looking for Lucy's favorite pacifier behind the nursery bookshelf, I found something that made my blood run cold. A tiny camera, carefully hidden. "Sarah, look what I found." I called her over after work. Together, we found 3 more cameras throughout the house. "Emma, this is insane. We need to document everything." Sarah helped me photograph the camera's locations and started keeping a detailed log of Martha's accidents and comments. Tom stopped by after hearing about the burn incident. "Emma, there's something you need to know about Katie, James's ex. The real reason she left. Mom did more than just criticize her. She started spreading rumors that Katie was unstable. She even planted things in their apartment to make James doubt her." "Why didn't you tell me this before?" "I tried warning James, but he never believes anything bad about Mom." Katie eventually had a breakdown and moved across the country. And she wasn't the first. There was another girlfriend before her, Rachel. Same pattern. I looked down at my bandaged arm, then at Lucy sleeping in her crib. The same pattern. History repeating itself. But this time, Martha had gone too far. She'd hurt my baby, and I knew then that something had to change. "Emma, you need to see this." Tom handed me a worn leather journal he'd found while cleaning Martha's attic. It's Mom's diary. I started reading it, and my hands shook as I read the entries. June 15th. James brought home another woman. This Emma thinks she's special. They all do. But I'll make sure she knows her place, just like I did with Katie. September 3rd. Emma's pregnant. This complicates things, but babies are excellent leverage. I'll show James what an unfit mother she is. December 10th. Found the perfect spots for cameras. Once I have enough footage of her mistakes with the baby, James will see the truth. April 20th. The boiling water worked perfectly. Now everyone sees how careless she is with Lucy. James is already doubting her, just like with Katie when I planted those pills in their apartment. Diana called me that evening. "Emma, after the burn incident, I installed security cameras outside my house. Yesterday, I caught Martha bragging to her friend about the accident. I have it on video." I showed James the diary and Diana's footage. "Look at this. Your mother admitted to hurting us. This is ridiculous. Mom would never. You're just trying to turn me against her. Maybe she's right. You are becoming unstable." The next day, I filed a police report about the burns and harassment. Within hours, Martha was at our door, crying hysterically. "James, Emma's gone completely mad. She's making up lies about me. Remember how I told you she's been acting strange? Taking Lucy at odd hours, being secretive? I think she needs psychiatric help." "Get out of my house," I said quietly. "See? So aggressive. James, I'm scared for Lucy's safety." James stepped between us, facing me. "Emma, maybe Mom's right. You haven't been yourself lately. Maybe you should talk to someone." That night, I packed our essentials while James was at his mother's. Sarah helped me load Lucy and our things into her car. "You can stay with me as long as you need," she said, hugging me. My phone buzzed with James's message. "Mom showed me more evidence of your erratic behavior. I can't let you endanger Lucy. My lawyer will contact you." I looked at my sleeping daughter in the rearview mirror as we drove away. The woman who tried to destroy us had finally shown her true face. And so had my husband. But this wasn't over, not by a long shot. The courtroom fell silent as Tom took the stand. Your Honor, I witnessed my mother's systematic abuse. Here are copies of text messages where she planned to install hidden cameras in Emma's house. She told me these cameras would prove Emma was an unfit mother. Diana testified next, playing the security footage. In this video, you can clearly hear Martha bragging about deliberately causing the burns. My lawyer presented Martha's diary. The judge's expression darkened as she read the entries. The court recognizes a witness, Catherine Bennett. I watched as Katie, James's ex-fiancée, walked in. Martha Miller destroyed my life too. She planted evidence to make James think I was cheating, secretly medicated my food to make me appear unstable. 2 more women came forward, Rachel and Lisa. Each shared similar stories of Martha's manipulation and James's willful blindness. These are lies. Martha screamed, lunging forward. James, tell them. But James sat there, finally seeing the truth as his mother was restrained by court officers. The judge's verdict was decisive. Mrs. Miller, you face criminal charges for assault and harassment. Mr. Miller, your continuous enabling of abuse makes you unfit for custody. After the hearing, James approached me. I should have believed you. Save it. We're done. 3 years flew by. My physical therapy practice, New Beginnings, was thriving. Lucy, now 4, was flourishing in preschool. Sarah burst into my office one morning, waving a newspaper. Look, Martha got 5 years for assault, and James, he just got fired after multiple women at his company reported harassment. Karma's real. That evening we celebrated Lucy's birthday at my new house. Tom, Diana, and Sarah were there, my real family. Lucy blew out her candles, surrounded by love and laughter. Make a wish, sweetie. I already got my wish, Mommy. I love our family. I hugged my daughter tight, thinking about how far we'd come. Martha was in jail. James was facing his own consequences. And we were finally free. Sometimes the best revenge isn't about getting even. It's about rising above, succeeding, and building a beautiful life despite those who tried to break you. More cake, everyone. Sarah called out, looking around at my chosen family, the ones who stood by me, fought for me, believed me. I finally felt complete. We didn't just survive. We thrived. And that's the sweetest victory of all. What would you have done if you discovered hidden cameras in your house? Would you immediately confront your spouse, or quietly gather evidence like I did? What's the right move when someone you love refuses to see abuse happening right in front of them? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If my story resonated with you, don't forget to like and subscribe. I post new stories about overcoming toxic relationships every week. Remember, sometimes the people who should protect us the most are the ones we need protection from.